Sat Nam. Today we're going to be working with the Kriya to relax and release fear. This Kriya is really great at managing many of the organs that get impacted by fear. And specifically, we're going to be working with the liver, the spleen, and primarily the kidney. And the kidney is really where the energy of fear lives, so that the tension, all of the things that emerge through that. So we're going to be doing some deep work in deep cleansing and also releasing tension, because as you know, when fear shows up, you get really tight and tense. So give yourself permission to grow into this Kriya. This is a very long Kriya. And I want to create an introduction for you that just gives you a feel for the flow of the movements. And we're going to be doing it for 1/3 of the time. So just inviting you to come into your basic posture as you just rest inward, shifting your attention to the breath. And as you do that, sitting into the sit bones to lengthen the spine, open the heart, relax the shoulders. And from this place, just dropping the chin in, not down, not up, but in, to really create that neck lock so that you lengthen the neck and you create the balance for the head to be above the heart and above the hips. Eyes are gently closed and rolled up, focused inward at the brow point, the place between the eyebrows, the third eye. Relaxing the navel and just allowing the navel to breathe for you. And following the breath with Sat mentally on the inhale, Nam on the exhale. Sat Nam, true identity. Just really connecting with the seed potential that lives within you already. We're going to rub palms together as we come inward into prayer pose, connecting with ourselves into our heart space. And opening our space through Adi Mantra. Inhale. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Om Namo Guru Dev Namo. Nice breath in. Exhale, relax, and just be present. Tuning into yourself, to your body, to the breath, to how you start before this Kriya. Hands are on the knees. We're just going to begin Sufi grinds to wake up the body, prepare the lower back, especially for our first exercise. We're really working deep into the kidneys. So the kidneys are located right in the lower back, right in this area right here. And you are going to feel the awakening of the kidneys in that first movement. So we're just really opening up the energy of the spine, the body. Keeping the chin at a right angle, head facing forward, really moving from your lower center, using that navel to direct the motion, giving the inner organs a nice grinding action to really massage those organs and help them be working well. And reverse. So again, just in terms of the organs, the energy from the Chinese medicine perspective, liver holds anger. And this can be showing up as resentment, frustration. And a lot of times, fear stops us from taking action in a way that really stays stagnant in us. And it shows up as resentment, as anger, as frustration. This is one of the ways that it can be affecting your liver energy. The kidneys hold fear, and the spleen holds worry. So these are kind of like a team that operates under fear and gets very activated. So we're going to really tone that down, strengthen those organs, and handle that energy of emotional chaos that fear can really activate. Take a nice breath in at center. Exhale, relax, rest, and just be present, noticing the impact, noticing the body and how it receives that experience. We're going to do one more warm-up, life nerve stretch. Always a good stretch to do. Stretching and rooting. We're going to extend, keep the chin at a right angle. If possible, you're going to bring middle and index fingers wrapping around the big toe, pressing the thumb into the nail of the big toe. Inhale as you open the heart, exhale as you lengthen forward, moving from the connection of the floor rather than collapsing into it and bending your lower back like this, right? So we're leading from the heart, we're leading from the navel, rather than leading from the head, which gives you a completely different experience. You're really stretching that life nerve, allowing your body to open through the dynamic stretch. Nice breaths. And remember, the breathing pattern builds that pranic energy that releases tension in the body. So we're just focusing on building that pranic energy. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Doesn't matter what rhythm you take, find a nice steady rhythm that allows you to move from a place that is always pain-free and feels fluid. If you're not able to grab your toes, remember, just anchor. Find your maximum place and stay there. A lot of people like to just kind of move up and down. That really isn't doing what we want. We're really wanting to open up that lower back, open up the hips and pelvis. And we're doing that by creating restrictions so that we can find opening within the restriction. You'll find as you continue that you open up more mobility. Inhale up. Stay connected in the posture if you can, and you have your thumbs on the big toe. Just press deep. We're activating the pituitary here. Contain it. Exhale as you walk it back, staying within, just noticing how the body receives that. Beautiful. We're going to move into our Kriya. And what we're going to be doing first and foremost is working with the kidneys. So we have two postures where we're standing up. So slowly rise. And what we're going to do is we're going to stand and connect, right? It's always about rooting. So you're going to keep your feet under the hips, pressing down through the feet, lengthening up through the hips, through the sit bones, so that you create a nice line of energy here. Knees are soft. They're not bent. They're soft and extended. And then we extend through the head. So we're creating an L shape in relation to the floor. And if for some reason this is not going to work, just do it this way and do exactly what we do. Give yourself permission to grow from where you are. Now, creating that, we're going to create an anchor by placing hands behind the shins or the knees, whatever works best for you. Keeping that chin in neck lock, we're going to inhale as we press the navel down. Head rises. Imagine that there's a current going up through the top of the head. Exhale as you reverse. So this is a modified cat and cow pose that's working very deeply on the kidneys and also affecting the liver. Inhale as you press the navel down. Exhale as you reverse. So it's almost like on the inhale, you imagine somebody sitting on your back. On the exhale, you're pushing them off. Nicely, of course, because we're doing yoga. So keep going. Keep the elbows extended and really you're just creating a surface to work off of. You will feel it, I promise you, and keep going. Those are just the kidneys really receiving the benefit of this. Again, always work within the limits of your own body. Honor your own wisdom. Listen to pain and modify as you need to. Grow into the ideal and bring your excellence to whatever it is that you do. Inhaling Sat, exhaling Nam. Eyes are focused at the brow point. Stay connected with the breath and let the body simply move. Stay connected to the floor through the feet. And inhale. Exhale as you push all the air out. Reverse. Stretch. Inhale as you bend the knees. Exhale as you slowly and gently roll up one vertebra at a time. And just relax. I didn't realize I had my timer on so loud. I'm going to just raise this so that you can see me a little bit better for the next one. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we're going to do these really beautiful deep liver rolls. And again, you want to really stay anchored. So your feet are about shoulder width apart. At least that's what it is for me. It feels really good. Your hands are on the hips. You want to have your legs wide enough to really keep stability, because we're going to be moving from the top of our body counterclockwise. So towards the left shoulder, coming back to the right. Now, it's really important to keep the neck lock applied, because you don't want to have your head kind of spinning around. You really want to stabilize it and just keep the system stable. So what I mean by that is you're anchored through your feet and you're moving from the top of your body as opposed to hula hooping, right? You're really stable with your solid, with your base, and you're really moving from this torso. And the invitation is to move as big and wide circles as you can, as quickly as possible. And if you suffer from any kind of dizziness or dizzy spells, just make the movement small, but imagine yourself making it big. So keep going. Powerful breaths. You're going to find that you're going to be bringing in some powerful breaths here. Find your stability through your connection to the floor underneath you. Your liver is going to smile at you. This feels so good when you're done. And we're only going to be doing this for a shorter period of time. And especially when you do it for the longer period of time. So as you work with liver detox, you might feel nauseous. You might feel kind of dizzy. The nausea just comes from detoxing that liver. And if you're feeling dizzy, like extremely dizzy, what you can do is just take a couple of circles in the opposite direction and come right back. Just eventually what you'll find is when you first get started with this, it takes a while to practice and get used to moving this way, but then things will stabilize. So even if your first time feels like you're not able to do this, I really want to encourage you to keep going, and you'll find that your body will organize itself with this very quickly. Practicing loving your liver. Keep going. Again, I'm really noticing that I'm leading my movement from the navel, right? We're always leading from the navel, connected, and really working in partnership so that the body is working on its own behalf. We're simply inviting the experience by taking care of the things that are ours to take care of. Staying solid, grounded, rooted, connected, open, breathing. Now, some people find that keeping their eyes slightly open really helps them with this. For me personally, it does not. So I really keep them locked in my third eye, and that keeps me really stable. I don't have to worry about dizziness. I don't have to worry. But also the groundedness, like you really develop this capacity to stay really solid on the earth while spinning in the heavens. And inhale deep. Suspend the breath, contain it. Exhale, relax. Rest. Sorry about that. Okay, beautiful. Just relax. Noticing how the body receives that. Great. Let's come on to easy pose. So we're going to do a series of movements that are really helpful to get rid of tension in the body and tightness in the body, and also to learn how to separate the different parts of your body. So, give yourself grace in this. This first one can be a little complicated, so I want to guide you into it. So you're making your hands into fists, your palms face inward. Now, what I'm doing here is my fists are in front of my heart, and I'm rooted and I'm lengthened. My chin is in, my elbows are open, my shoulders are relaxed. And what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing this side to side movement that we usually do. However, what we're invited to do on this one is to let the head move separate from the body. So what that means is I want to invite you to think of moving your body from your connection to the floor through the sit bones. And then as you go left, you're allowing your chin to go as far as it goes. And then you're leading to the right with your chin and coming back. Inhale left, exhale right. Again, feel yourself really initiating the movement from your sit bones, from your connection. So the first two movements we did are really working with liver and kidneys. This one is opening up the blood circulation to the brain. This is another one that you might find for some of you if you start feeling dizzy. I have a number of ladies in my group that tend towards having vertigo. So I want to really invite you to just imagine yourself doing this movement and make it smaller. Like really just give yourself permission to free up the movement, like separating the parts, and let yourself really go with it. So the invitation is to do it really powerfully and really quickly. Keep that chin at a right angle. Really let that neck lock stay applied. And inhale, deep center. Suspend the breath. Stay in the posture. Exhale, completely push all the air out. Squeeze the root lock, sex organs, rectum, navel. Draw that whole lower triangle in. Bring the energy up into the heart space. Let it flow throughout the body. Relax the navel as you inhale. Stretch up. Exhale, relax. And if there's any movement you need to make, go ahead and take that movement before you come back and just relax and rest and be present to that experience. Great. So our next one, there's also a number of movements that we do in this Kriya that are working with the arms. And I want to remind you again that anytime we work with arms, we're working with the heart and electromagnetic field and your aura. So a lot of what helps you stay calm and centered through fear and all the emotions that arise is the strength of your nervous system, which is the strength of your aura, which is the strength of your electromagnetic field, and your capacity to really open to heart, which allows everything to coexist. Beyond paradox, I can feel sad and happy all at the same time, and I can be in emotions and just notice them as emotions. So the next one is really fantastic and also a little bit challenging. So we're going to bring our arms up. So the first thing I like to do is bring your arms straight up. Now draw the shoulders down so that the arms can open and be at a V, and your palms are going to be as flat as possible. Now, you're not necessarily having the arms straight to the side of you. That's a lot of work. You're letting them just rest where they naturally come. And what you're going to do here Your chin is at a right angle. You're keeping that head above the heart. And what we're going to do, our fingers are together and our thumbs are separated, but not overextended. They're just separated. And we're just going to bring those fingers into the palm and out as quickly as you can. That's all you're going to do. So close the eyes, focus inward, and just keep going. The biggest thing that I can say about this is that so this is specifically to release any kind of tension and tightness that gets activated. And honestly, with so much computer work, most of us really need this because we get atrophy. And this is known to help arthritis. If you already have it, it can relieve it. If you don't yet have it, it might support not getting arthritis. And I can speak to the fact that when I was in graduate school, I actually really suffered from like a condition that was similar to carpal tunnel, except that it never was carpal tunnel, but it was very similar. I couldn't even pick up a spoon. And when I first started this movement, I was thinking I was going to die. And I just kept going. I did a minute a day. And miraculously, I started being able to clear all that tightness and tension. And now I really like the impact of that experience is so minimal. I still get it activated. So what I want to do is invite you that if you really start feeling activated, especially if you already have arthritis, just shake the arms and come right back and keep going. Like do the best you can. Focus at the brow point and breathe. Focus on Sat Nam. You're doing beautiful. And inhale, stretch, reach. You're going to love this. Exhale, shake it out. Roll the shoulders, roll the neck, and just come into presence to that experience. Just notice how your body receives it. And we're going to take a little integration. So go ahead and come onto your back, hug the knees in, stretch it out a little bit, and then come right down into corpse pose, Shavasana. Just let yourself go. Beautiful. We want to keep the energy going. So hug knees into the chest, bring the chin in, wrap your arms around, and if it works, rock up and down. Otherwise, rock side to side, just balancing the energies of the body, and either come rolling to the side and gently rolling up, or rock forward. Our next one, coming back into easy pose. So what we're going to do for the next one is we're going to be working with a very powerful breath that is activating some deep detox. And we're also opening up the energies that are caught in the seventh rib. So we're going to bring our mudra where our thumb tip is at the base of the pinky, and we're going to create fists. We're going to bring the arms out. Again, shoulders are down, chin is at a right angle. I'm rooted. You'll see that my palms are facing down. And when I bring them in, I'm going to bring my elbows in. And what that does is my palms face forward. You don't want to be doing kind of like this kind of movement, like you're really like, it's so natural to just punch it out and bring it in. And that really is going to sustain you in this. And then we're going to do a breath that's called an O-shaped breath. So our lips are open in an O. And we're letting the breath come in and out, as opposed to, right? We're not blowing. We're really just letting the breath go in and out through the open O-shaped mouth. And what we're going to do is we're going to start here. We're going to inhale as we bring it in, exhale as we punch it out. So again, it's really just very simple movement. You're just using the structure of your posture to make it happen. So bring your mudra, bring it out, bring the chin in, O-shaped mouth, and let's go ahead and begin. So as you're punching out, the more powerful you punch, the stronger you release the body from the tension of the fear. And I find that the more you deeply complete the movement, the less energy it takes to do the movement. So give yourself permission to really hit your rib cage and punch it out. Complete the energy so that the arms can take care of themselves, and all you can do is focus on the breath. Doing beautiful. Keep going. Focus deep at the brow point. You're almost there. You're going to really feel this one. You're going to love it. Keep going. Now inhale as you bring it in. Close the mouth. Exhale. You did it. Congratulations. Celebrate yourself. Just really roll the shoulders, roll the neck, and come into a place of presence. Just noticing the experience, the breath. Okay, the next one is going to help you separate the shoulders. But again, it's bringing blood into the brain. It's really helping release the tension. Again, fear really tightens you, right? So we're loosening all the parts. So what we're going to do here is same mudra, thumb at the base of the pinky, wrapping our hands into fists. And we're going to bring the arms straight out this time. And what we're going to do is we're going to be moving the wrists, the fists, except that we're not moving them from the fists. We're actually moving from the shoulders. So the movement is going to be where both fists are rising and going out. So the left is going counterclockwise, the right is going clockwise. And the movement is coming from my shoulder. So my shoulders are moving and initiating the movement. And I'm invited to move quickly. But, as you learn to separate your shoulders, this will become easier. It's very easy to want to do big circles. Really keep them small. Okay? Keep going. Close the eyes. Focus inward. And just breathe. The breath is going to go just as it is. And keep going. Keep the chin at a right angle. Stay connected to the floor. Keep the head above the heart, above the hips. Anything to do with arms is always about structure and posture. And when the going gets tough, bring a smile to your face. That always helps. Now inhale. Exhale. Shake it out. Oh, doesn't it feel good? You're going to feel this, I know, but you're going to love it, I promise. In a week, you won't even notice it. Just stay connected. Be present. Okay, we're going to move into our next one. It's working with the legs. We're doing crow squats. So I'm going to give you some options if you have any problems with the knees. So I'm going to show you the ideal and then we can walk through it. Ideally, you're going to start from here. Your thumbs are outside of the fist this time and your fists are at the level of the throat. My chin is at a right angle. I'm going to press down to rise on the inhale. Exhale as I bring it down. Okay, so I just want to show you this side so that you can see that I'm leading. So my body's kind of in a line and I'm pressing down to rise. I'm exhaling as I bring it down. So I'm really using the floor as my power. Now, if this is not going to work for you, the thing I recommend is to open your legs wider, and you need to see where that is for you with your toes pointing forward. And what you want to do is you want to bring yourself down to where it feels right for you. And you want to make sure that you're leading with your buttocks as opposed to leaning forward. And you want to make sure that your knees stay below, right? So stay below your toes rather than over your toes, because if they're over your toes, you're going to hurt yourself and you also can't use the floor to support you. So it would look like this, right? So we're using the floor to press down and go, and even this, but the quality of what you do is what matters. Ready? So find your place, get yourself ready, and here we go. It's going to be easy. Inhale as you rise, exhale as you come down. Now what I see is often as you're doing it, the hands start kind of coming down. You really want to keep those fists at the level of the throat. And you might need to find where your feet need to be to really feel that you're able to really press down into the floor. But usually, anatomically, you were built to have your feet be right under your hips.
so that you have more power to propel upward. And your knees are bending the way they were designed to bend. Now, inhale up. Exhale. Shake it out. And just come to standing. Focusing, noticing how the body receives that. Beautiful. We're going to come back down, and there's a really fun musical section of this Kriya. So we're going to end with mantras. So I first want to invite you to sit in easy pose. We're going to begin by doing Satali Pranayam. This is a cooling breath. It's a liver detox breath. It helps us cool the emotions that might be arising. So if you have the right genetics, you can roll your tongue. If not, just imagine yourself rolling your tongue. So you're going to stick your tongue out and rolled, and try to stick it out as much as you can from the lips. You're going to long, deep breathe through the rolled tongue. Exhale heavy through the nose. So we're just going to roll the tongue out, stretch it out, and begin. And you really want to make sure that you're stretching your tongue. It's very easy to want to cheat yourself from stretching it. But what you're doing is you're activating that vagus nerve and really helping you stay calm and composed as you move through whatever it is that's arising from. Oops. So really give yourself permission to move through that as you breathe long and deep through that rolled tongue. And eventually what's going to happen is I'm going to start Dukh Bhanjan, which is a mantra that helps us really trust. And when it comes to fear, lack of trust is a big part of it, right? And so we feel vulnerable, whatever it is that's activating that fear is really getting in the way of our resources, of our knowing. And what we're going to do is you are going to continue to do Satali Pranayam and just imagine yourself connecting with the rhythm of the mantra and the sound, and let yourself flow with it. Become one with the sound.
Dukh Bhanjan tera naam ji, Dukh Bhanjan tera naam. Akh pehra diya, Puran sat gur gyan. Dukh Bhanjan tera naam ji, Dukh Bhanjan tera naam. Akh pehra diya, Puran sat gur gyan. destroyer of sorrow is your name, Lord. The destroyer of sorrow is your name. 24 hours a day dwell upon the wisdom of the perfect true Guru.
Now inhale through the rolled tongue, close the mouth. Exhale, bring the arms up and become part of the sound. Begin to dance the arms above your head, matching the sound, allowing the sound to emerge and lead the movement rather than you controlling the movement. So much of trust has to do with really finding that place where we can be present to allow what is arising to move through us. And these kind of fluid movements also release tension in the body. So let the music speak to you. Let yourself dance it through the sound moving through your body. Feel that you're being held, trusting that all is well. Trusting that you can have faith in the resources that are already inside of you to deal and handle anything that comes up in your life.
Dukh Bhanjan tera naam ji, Dukh Bhanjan tera naam, Ath peher radiya, Puran Sat Guru Gyan.
And now inhale straight up. Reach even deeper. Exhale. Relax, rest, and just be present. Notice how the body receives the experience of the movement, the flow. And we have one more musical section of our Kriya. And this is to Jaap Sahib. And Jaap Sahib is a Sikh prayer that really speaks to God consciousness in all its forms and manifestations. So it's this idea that that we can really connect, right? The essence of God consciousness is everywhere, and so we can rest in that. And so there's a practice that is called the bowing. It's a bowing practice to Jaap Sahib, and we're doing it to the Namastang rhythm. So I want to just kind of give you a feel for what it looks like before we get started. So you're sitting on your heels. Knees are a little bit apart. If you need to sit in easy pose, that's just fine too. You're going to create stability from the floor and your connection to the floor. So your hands are on the lap. Your chin is at a right angle because you want your head to be part of the torso rather than this whipping that can happen if you don't activate neck lock. Okay? So we're going to be bowing and coming up by pressing down, right? Remember, you're always lifting by pressing. So we're going down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and hold for 2. And it's really clear in this music. So you don't even have to worry about thinking about it because you will hear it all the way through. Just really enjoy it. Like, get into the feel. There's a first part that's like an intro to this. And a lot of what this is about is, again, when you rest in the knowing of your inner resources and the resources that you're in a benevolent world, there's a space where you can trust and let go and surrender instead of reacting. So this is, anytime we bow, we yield the mind to the wisdom of the heart. So that's what we're developing here. So enjoy. And we're getting ready to start very soon. So here we go. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and hold for 2. Down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, and hold for 2. You'll find that you're going to be exhaling as you bring it down because you're pushing the air out. You don't have to even think about breathing. Again, if you find that you need to modify, make the movement really small, but feel the bowing. Doing great. Last round. Inhale. Exhale and very slowly come into a seated position. We're going to interlace fingers behind the neck, under the hair, opening the elbows, sitting into the sit bones. And if you need to modify like this, that's just perfectly fine. Find the center of your calmness and ease. Feel yourself really connected to your resources, to the support of this amazing universe and intelligence. Keeping your heart open and staying open to life. Connected to yourself, connected to the resources around you. And then become one with the sound and begin to either hum, or if you know the words, begin to mouth the words and just chant with it. Really give yourself permission to deepen and embody the rhythm and vibration of this Jaap Sahib. Now inhale deep. Feel yourself contained, resourced, connected to the brilliance and intelligence of you and the world and life. Exhale and just relax. Rolling the shoulders, making any movement you need to come into presence. Just witnessing. Witnessing and celebrating you for the great work you've done today. And now just coming onto your back to really allow yourself to reap the benefits of your great work. Hugging the knees in, rocking side to side, loosening that spine and just letting go, supporting yourself to deeply surrender into the greatness of your practice, allowing the practice to yield the benefits, giving space and time for your body to take all that you've given to it and use it on its own behalf. Inviting you to really surrender and make this space a complete surrender, trusting, just trusting and letting go. As you do that, just inviting you to deepen your breath. As you feel yourself landing deeply, feeling the weight of your body resting on the floor, on the mat. And inviting you to release the tension and tightness, wiggling toes and just maybe moving the feet and just letting go. Moving the legs, shaking the legs, maybe twisting back and forth and letting go of the entire leg structure. Wiggling your hips side to side and let them go. Moving the torso, just rotating and letting it go in and out of the floor and just let it go. Moving the arms, the fingers, maybe shake the arms and relax them. And let the head move side to side, up and down, and just relax. Let go. And fall into the silence. Surrendering. Receiving. Remember that if you feel tension in your lower back, just make sure that you bring a pillow under your knees, or that you just bend the knees and release that tightness. Palms ideally are facing up for proper circulation of energy through the body. Making sure that you're supported to let go completely. And I just want to invite you to take a nice deep breath in. Suspending the breath as you gently bring your attention back into the body with your eyes still closed, and exhale. We're just going to begin to wiggle fingers and toes, rotate wrists and ankles in one direction and then in the other. Taking your next breath to inhale, stretch arms over the head, reach, move, big exhale. Eyes are still closed. Rub palms over the heart. Bring feet up in the air. Soles of the feet rubbing briskly and vigorously. Getting yourself fully into your body. Planting your feet to the earth. Palming the eyes as you bring palms over the eyes. Opening eyes inside to prepare the eyes for the light. Stretching legs, slowly releasing palms, extending arms to the side for a cat stretch. Bring the right knee in over to the left as you breathe long and deep, keeping the shoulders on the floor. And reverse. Inhale. Exhale, left knee in over to the right. Keep those shoulders on the floor as best as possible. Bring both knees to the chest, stretch it out, rock side to side. Bring the chin in to rock up and down unless you need to stay side to side. Rocking and balancing, coming all the way forward on your next breath. And we're just going to close, just taking a moment to celebrate. Celebrate all you've done, your courage, your commitment, your tenacity. Gratitude to the breath, the body, the experience. As we just close with a Sat Nam, bringing ourselves into our heart, taking a moment to know that we dedicate our practice not only to ourselves, but to those who we might be holding in our hearts, the world and all goodness that comes from our practice. Let's just end with a long Sat Nam inhale. Sat Nam. May your practice bring you peace. May you find the place to rest and act from wisdom. Sat Nam. Thank you for being here. Enjoy.